Hey, playa, I'm willing to bet that there is something about your body physically that you just don't like. It's okay. I used to feel that way too. In fact, when I was younger, kids would pick on me for things that would really hurt my feelings. But as I got older, I learned a few things that helped me learn how to deal with it, which is exactly what I want to share with you. Kids, teenagers, and people sometimes can just be straight up jerks. A lot of times, in an effort to protect themselves from being made fun of, people will tend to make fun of other people. It's a deflection technique and a way for people to not let their own insecurities take over. I want to take you all the way back to when I was in junior high school. I used to be, and I still am, a huge wrestling fan. Nowadays, I'm sure there's a lot of people pumping their fists like Roman Reigns and hitting RKOs out of nowhere, but for me growing up, everyone was into Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. Wrestling was huge in middle school, so much that everyone knew what a Stone Cold Stunner was and how to drop the people's elbow. And when I first started getting into wrestling, this is when SmackDown started airing on Channel 9, which was not a cable channel. All the cool kids had cable. They were able to watch Monday Night Raw every single Monday, and I had to settle for going online to look up results to see what happened. And because I was just getting into wrestling, I didn't really have any wrestling merchandise. No t-shirts, no foam fingers, nothing. So one day my parents bought me a D-Generation X t-shirt, and I thought this was the coolest thing because now I can dress like all the other kids. However, at the time, the shirt was from several years ago, meaning the day that I wore it to school, kids made fun of me. They were making fun of the fact that I was wearing a shirt of a group that no longer existed, and because of that, they said I was poor and I didn't know anything about wrestling. Sure enough, the very next week, DX reformed, Triple H and Shawn Michaels got back together, and somehow the shirt was cool again. But I still didn't want to wear it because knowing how quickly the kids turned on me and called me poor, I didn't want to take that risk again in case DX broke up. So I told myself, in order to fit in and feel cool, I would have to dress and act like the other kids because I didn't want to feel left out. So at the beginning of the 7th grade, my parents had taken me and my brothers clothing shopping, and we decided to buy a pair of overalls and a bear down jacket. Looking back at those things, I personally thought they were ridiculous, but they were the in things, and knowing that kids were going to judge me for my clothing style, I knew I had to wear them. So I remember me and my brother both wearing the overalls and the jacket when we got on the bus, and all kids did was laugh at us because our jackets were so obnoxiously huge. I didn't understand what was going on. First they were making fun of me because my clothes were too old, and now they were making fun of me just because. Clothing is something that all of us get sucked into. We want the latest styles, the latest fashion trends, we want to look cool, but most importantly, we want to fit in. And sometimes other people will be jerks because they don't understand why you don't have what they have. And that brings me to another incident where I was terrified of the idea of wearing glasses. You see, my older brother had to get glasses early on, and kids would make fun of him nonstop. They call him a nerd, they call him four eyes, and they just disrespected him. I did not want that to happen to me, but it turns out in one of my classes, I ended up having to sit all the way in the back. Sitting in the back made it incredibly hard for me to see the board, so I would just sit there and squint. I would sit there squinting, and it would take me forever to write everything down on the board, till one day my teacher came over and said in front of everyone, "Why are you taking so long to take notes? Why don't you just get glasses already?" I was embarrassed. The kids were now laughing at me, and now I was afraid I was going to suffer the same fate of being made fun of for having to wear glasses. Luckily, I didn't have to always wear the glasses. I only had to wear them when I was in class looking at the board from a distance, so I felt like that was my safe space. But still, this underlying pressure to fit in and knowing that my physical looks weren't allowing me to do that was hurtful. And as I developed into a teacher, you bet my face was covered in acne. This was something I felt like was unavoidable because kids all around me had acne too. However, with all the pimples on my chin, my nose, and my forehead, I still felt like people were looking at me and only seeing acne. And yet for some reason, all the cool kids had a crystal clear face, no problems at all. I kept thinking to myself, I'm still me. I'm the same funny, energetic, and kind person that I've always been. I just have a little bit of acne. But as puberty continued to kick in, I started to develop a little bit of a mustache on my face. People all around me started calling it a dirt stash, and they even used racist terms like calling me a beaner. And because I knew so little about shaving and was too afraid to ask my parents to buy me a razor, I just kind of kept letting it grow and letting people's insults bother me. And as time passed and I got older and older, I kept thinking to myself, I'm still me. Nothing has changed about me except for some of my physical attributes. But it wasn't until college that it finally snapped in my mind exactly what I said to you in the beginning of this video. People attack other people's insecurities because they don't want theirs to be discovered. When I finally realized that, I began to see everyone else's little slings at me totally differently. I knew that when someone made fun of the fact that I couldn't grow a full beard or facial hair, or that my haircut looked like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber, that was their way of deflecting what was really bothering them. And what was really bothering them were the things that they feel insecure about that they don't want anyone to point out. Keep in mind, it's not easy to just shrug off insults. Sometimes people will say hurtful things and they will hurt like they did me back then. But if you simply change the way you look at it, you could then see someone else attacking you as an opportunity to really discover what it is that's bothering them. And this is a technique that's going to take you time to develop. So don't expect to change the way you see things overnight. For me, it took years and years of experiences to finally see how things really are. But what do you think though? Are you someone that gets made fun of for your physical looks? Or have you ever made fun of someone else for their physical looks? Leave your comments below and we'll talk about it. It's incredibly important to remember that you're special just the way you are. Your skin, your eyes, and your feelings too. Everything is worth caring about, and everyone is worth caring about too. As always, guys, love and peace. Hey, thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I put out a new video every Tuesday and Friday sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. I've also shared a bunch of related videos that might be helpful for you in the description below. Whether you're dealing with acne, whether you feel like you're ugly and it's holding you back from doing something, check out the videos I've linked down below because I think they will really be helpful for you. And on a final note, if you want daily pick-me-ups and positivity, make sure to follow me over on Snapchat. My Snapchat handle is The Josh Speaks. I'll have it linked down below as well. I post a new quote every single day and share my advice and stories to help you guys out.